Hi, welcome to episode 22 of the My Two Tips podcast. My name is Elise. It is September 8th. Yeah, September 8th. I have lots of exciting stuff to show you. So I'm probably just going to get right into it. I have 2 giveaways to announce today. The first one, sorry that it's kind of shaky, the cat is laying down on the table. The first giveaway is kind of one that just happened, one that just started, one that just came into fruition. So any of you that are coming to Knit City and watch the podcast, I have, I believe, 2 weekend passes or 2 passes to the marketplace to give away. I was contacted by Katie of Nekazuki Knits podcast and Etsy store on behalf of the girls, Fiona and Amanda. I don't know why I can never remember Amanda. I can't remember her name ever. So yeah, the girls who run Knit Social, which is the company, kind of the group that puts on Knit City, which is happening, 3 weekends from now, I think? So exciting. But yes, if you would like to win a pass for Knit City, I'm going to open a thread in the Ravelry group, which I will link down below in whatever that section is, the description box, I guess, and go over to the Ravelry thread and tell me that yes, you are attending and that you would like to win free tickets. I'm going to keep it nice and simple. And I will try to draw that. I think I'll leave that open until next Saturday, maybe Sunday. I want to get these done fairly quickly so that Fiona and Amanda have time to put you on the list at the front, which is how you'll get in for free to the marketplace. So that's super exciting. Head over to the Ravelry group, do it right now, and put your name on the list to be able to win. I will be random number generating, I think, 2 passes, so exciting. And then the second giveaway I'm going to host is just kind of a thank you to you guys. I've got some lovely things in the mail. If you'll remember Knitting I Love podcast, Barbara, she pulled my name, my podcast, the viewers, you and me, out of the jar for her in the jar giveaway. So I have a big pouch set of hers to give away in kind of the brownie taupe colorway. I didn't bring it over here. I'll probably throw in some goodies of some sort. There's something I'm still waiting for in the mail. We'll see if it comes. If not, the big set is totally cool, totally fine, very handy and useful. So that will make its way to you. Maybe I'll throw in a pattern. We'll see what happens. But for that one, I'm gonna do that just from comments on this video down below. So if you comment and tell me that yes, you would like to win, and because these pouches are related to needles and keeping your project on the needles, I want you to tell me what project is currently on your needles and what your favorite needles are. Are they DPNs? Are they straights? Are they circulars? Are they cubic shaped? Are they round? Are they triangle? What are they? Why do you love them? Let me know. So down below, if you comment, I will do a random number generator for a Knitting I Love pouch and maybe a few extra goodies. If you comment below, I'll give that one 2 weeks, and then whoever wins that one, you'll get the prize. So on to the regular programming. of this podcast. So, as you can tell, I am wearing my Pure Joy shawl. If I include fitted from when I originally recorded today, my hair was straight. Still wearing this though. I've also got tea with me today in a new very fall mug. There we go. Keep my face close, then it focuses. But it's from David's Tea. It's got gold leaves, and then there's wooden kind of printed looking leaves. And in here, oh, and it's mint green on the inside. Love it. In here, it's now cold. I am drinking Honeycrisp apple tea from David's Tea. It's a green tea, tons of apples, some kind of hibiscus maybe in there. I oversteeped it a little, but it really does taste like a Honeycrisp apple, which is my favorite apple, so how could I not get it? And they brought it back. It is actually their tea of the month. So they have a special tin of it at the front, and they also have 50-gram bags of it at their front counter. If you are into apple teas, green teas, I recommend it. Go get some. The sun has kind of moved by a cloud. I think the lighting still looks okay. Let's see. So yes, I am wearing my Pure Joy shawl because it's very excuse me, because it is fall. I feel like it is fall. September is come and gone. No, August is come and gone. Summer is definitely out the door. And I'm so happy. So happy. If I wasn't drinking that tea today, it would most definitely be either a pumpkin spice tea latte that I would make from home. Excuse me. But I'm out of cream, I'm out of milk. Not really a latte without the foamy goodness tomorrow. But first, let's do what's off the needles. No, what's off the tips. So the first thing I finished is this hat. I'm not gonna put it on because I curled my hair all pretty. But this is a leaf hat. And it's a pattern that's going to be coming out. Oh, I scooch forward. It's going to be coming out relatively soon, I think. Maybe end of the month. And it's a pattern by Barbara from Knitting I Love podcast. It's her first pattern, from what I believe. Like, that's going to be a paid for pattern, I think. There's the top of it. So it's an all over ribbed hat with this really pretty panel on the front with a leaf, if you couldn't see that. Might not be focused great, but it's there. This part is supposed to be done in stockinette. I read it wrong and did it in garter, but I think she's going to include it as an option in the pattern. The yarn I used is Rowan Fine Tweed. It is definitely a tweedy yarn. It has, I don't know, so this is what I don't know. It's kind of like a single ply woolen spun, maybe? Is that right? Kind of. Because I mean, I can definitely pull it. Get it on my cheek there. You ready for this? I mean, I can pull it really easy. But it doesn't break when I was knitting with it. And don't worry, the end is woven in. I just didn't trim it. But I don't know if it's full of lanolin and like it just, I can feel it on my hands after, or maybe that's the spinning oil. I'm not sure, but I do really like it. The colors are fantastic. I could possibly wear it with this shawl as well. Yeah, it is a super quick knit. So this was a test knit and I started it Saturday after work, so probably maybe around 5 p.m. on Saturday, casted it on and got to it. And then, because I don't know why. It was finished on Monday. And this is a test knit, so we're testing the pattern. Here comes the sun. And, you know, sometimes you have to wait for feedback from Barbara, from other testers, just kind of going, hey, is this right? Is this right? I think this chart might have a little oopsie. There's feedback happening, right? That's why we're testing the pattern. So even with all of that kind of stuff going on, super quick knit. I can see myself knitting more of these very, very easily. I also got my boyfriend to try it on. It fits his head. Not that he has a massive head, but it fit comfortably and looked fine. I think I will be blocking it because when I put it on, the crown just kind of stays a little up, but when I pull it out like this, it looks a little bit nicer and rounded. So I'll give it a block. I just didn't because I wanted to show it today and I didn't want it to be sopping wet. But that is off my tips. The second thing off my tips, sorry, my nose is, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this candle. Maybe. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. It's very picky today. Off the tips number 2. Yay! So this is the Driftwood Soft pattern. It's by Mina Phillip of the Knitting Expat podcast. From her Beyond Vanilla sock collection part 1. And I did an 8-row repeat of the pattern, which involves these slip stitches, which is really fun. Really, really fun. The yarn I used is Haven Yarns, and it is her solid sock base, which is her 80/20 base, in the wood carver colorway, which I love. And then really exciting, because this pair of socks is finished, my box of socks is full. I have 12 pairs of socks. I have knit 12 pairs of socks for the Box of Socks Cal, which is hosted by Kristen of Volan Vine and the Yarngasm podcast. My first pair that is in my box started those on February 5th. I looked it up. I don't know that off by heart. And I finished this pair on Tuesday, which was September 6th. 7 months, 12 pairs of socks, and definitely not done for the year. So I'm excited to see what my number gets up to, but these are really great. I knit them a little bit longer than I usually do. So usually my toe and cuff typically kind of match up pretty close. This is a good 20 rows longer. The cuff is 20 rows, the leg is 80. It's a 100 leg row. Pretty long, but it went fast, which is good. So that was off the tips number 2. Off the tips number 3, I didn't bring it over here because it is warm, it is big, and it's heavy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about my West Coast cardigan. My Cowichan inspired cardigan that was a test knit for Jane Richmond, and it is done. I sewed in the zipper Monday, and the pocket lining, the second one over the weekend. It's done. It fits really, really nicely. I'm gonna hope to put in some pictures, maybe here, maybe here, and I'm really happy with it. The collar sits a little bit high for me, but I think I might reblock it lightly and just kind of stretch it out a little bit more. But I find with a lot of sweaters that have kind of collars, hand knit or store-bought, they always seem to come up really, really high on me, and it's a little awkward. I think it's my neck, shoulder thing. But it's done. So excited. On the tips. Okay, right. So last week I had asked you all for some opinions. Crap, this is attached now. For some opinions on some yarn and some yarn choices. These three were a definite. This is Knitting a Love Song Minuet Sock in the Knitting a Love Song colorway, which is beautiful. Lovely purple. And then this is Knit Picks Hawthorne 80/20 hand dyed by myself in this beautiful minty green. And this one here is Mad Tosh Merino Light in the Iris colorway. Beautiful deep purple, almost iridescent. It's got so much kind of dynamicness to it. So these three, I was pretty certain I was going to use these three. The question was color number 4. Color number 4 is this one. So these are the colors I am using. The gray one that I just popped on there is from Cedar House Yarns. It's not Sapling Sock, I don't think. I'll put it down here. In the Oyster colorway, which is just a really nice kind of light gray. A little bit of tonality to it, but it's a nice gray. I like it. And if you haven't guessed, or if you forgot, I am knitting the Exploration Station. So it does all hang out in my Lone Larch Designs bag. I think it's her medium size, don't quote me on it. It definitely fits 4 skeins of yarn and other goodies in there easily. In her Mount Revelstoke fabric, really nice. I've misplaced the zipper pull that was on here, and before in like an episode, let's say 8, I called it a leaf. It's not a leaf, Progress Keeper, it's a feather. And clearly if you're watching the video, you can see that it's a feather. I'm just a dummy. But instead, I have put on a little pair of Hiya kitty snips, because in this pattern you end up cutting yarn fairly frequently. Very handy to have these just very easily at my fingertips, I guess. So that's the bag it's living in. Do you want to see the project? What? Yeah, that's right. I think it looks fantastic. Really good. So the only thing I'm not 100% happy about is in this Stephen West pattern, he has you do like an I-cord tab beginning. It's my first one. I think it kind of looks like Garbo, but whatever. I can use the little tail to kind of pretty it up a little bit, a little frou-frouing, but I'm trekking on. Love it. And I'm just using Nova Platina Knitter's Pride in a US 6 4.0 millimeter, because I love these needles. They're super, I find them sharp enough for me. I love them. On, I don't know, this long of a cord. I don't have any idea of how long it is, but it's long enough. Yay! So that has started. And why did I decide on the gray? I decided on the gray because I did up a little color schematic. The one on the bottom uses the dark iris, the purple, for those stripes in between each kind of wedge. It really pops. I think it is really pretty. However, then I drew up this one with the gray in between each one. I'm not gonna try and say that I'm proud of these little drawings because they look not so great. but they get the idea across. The top one won me over because it's a little bit more subtle, and I think I will wear it more. I think I'll get more wear out of it. So that's what I went with. So my color A is the oyster, the gray. B is the dark purple iris. C is the minty green, hand dyed by me. And D is the light purple from Knitting a Love Song. So those are my colors. So excited. Yeah, so thank you all for weighing in on what colors you thought I should use. There was also a hedgehog teacup skein in the mix, but I decided, you know what, I have to keep both skeins together. That has to be a gorgeous big shawl at some point. So down the road at some point, that'll go on my tips. This isn't on my tips yet, but because I cast it off, bound off, finished, Kitchener pair of socks, I need to cast on another pair. This is the colorway. Super pretty. And this, if you know me, is self-striping sock yarn from the Cozy Knitter in her Haunted colorway. It's an 80-20 base, and I love it. It's very Halloween-y. I love it. Love it, love it. There's this purple in there, which, again, if you've seen the show before, I love me some purple. I also love the kind of that lilac-y gray purple. It's in here. And I bought this before Christina had started including like a mini with her sock yarns. So I only have the full cake. I don't have a matching mini to go with it. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I kind of like doing contrast heels, toes, cuffs with my self-striping yarns now, but at the same time, I think I might just have fun and just knit straight from here. Which, do I try an afterthought heel in something? Maybe. Do I knit a plain vanilla sock? It's probably very likely. Or do I actually go with some of your suggestions from Instagram and knit the Tulsi socks? Some people have recommended the Hermione's Everyday socks. I don't know. Because it's self-striping, I find I have a really hard time wanting to do a pattern sock with it, so stay tuned for that. If you have any ideas, you can also add that in your comment below. Message me on Ravelry, over on Instagram. Let me know. If you think this would look really pretty in something specific, let me know. But yeah, so that's going to be all my tips. Earn mail. So, I think this came the day after I recorded last week. I think, maybe, or last time. And it is from Stress Knits, who is Stacey Elstone. You can't really see the tag too well because it's blowing out, but I got some of her sock yarn. So this is her Finding Nemo colorway, which I know it's Finding Nemo inspired. And the name is Nemo Touch the Butt. Gonna touch the butt. Don't you dare touch that butt, Nemo. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite movies. Had to get the colorway. The name definitely made me get it, but I've also really been enjoying Stacey's colorways since she started dyeing, I don't know, a few months ago. And she's just got a great eye for color. I mean, if you have any ability to create something like that, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. The only thing I'm concerned about is that it looks very similar to this, so I don't think this is going to be socks, only because it's so pretty. I think, I don't know, maybe a shawl or like a cowl or something. I don't know. No, not a hat, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see what it becomes. But this is on her favorite sock. that look similar? Maybe? I don't know. And I don't care if I cut off my head because I kind of want to sit like this. So I really don't know where I left off. My camera being a big old pain in the butt. Keep saying that my card is full. So I keep uploading things onto my computer and deleting them from the camera. But then like I get through one little clip and it says it's full again. So I think what needs to happen is a new memory card is needed. Maybe there will be some back to school deal somewhere on one. I hope. I didn't find one last time I was looking. And then now my computer just said that like it couldn't upload one of the files. So we'll see what this episode turns into. I'm sorry if I like end up forgetting a lot of stuff. I hope I don't. But I have one more piece of yarn mail to show you. Are you ready? I'm so excited. Yeah, that's right. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle knitting book. It's a Scholastic book, and Scholastic book fairs used to happen in like elementary school when I was a kid all the time. They bring in these big, huge like trolley cases of books and bookmarks, pencils, erasers, like just a whole bunch of fun stuff. And this is through them. So I found this on Etsy. It's a vintage pattern. It has been used slightly, which is totally fine. There's a few little like notes in here, but nothing bad. And I got it from Valley Vintage on Etsy, which is she's located up in Campbell River, BC, so local. And that is Brenda who owns that shop. So hi Brenda. I finally have it in my possession. I'm really, I love these patterns. I will knit some of these at some point. But like there's pillows with all the turtles on them, obviously. There is this. I want this so bad. It says turtles on the back of the sweater, which I guess you could put on the front of a sweater too. This will happen at some point, maybe even on a hat, because it's got the chart, which is in Tarja, which I've never done before, so we'll see when that happens. I think my favorite design of the turtles, because it just looks the best, is this one where he's like supposedly running. Love it. That one's Raph. Ugh, love it. So I'm super excited that I have this. I will definitely be knitting something out of here at some point. Interruptions. Oh yeah, the Canada Cal is still going strong. You guys have until, I think I said the 30th to get all your projects in. So knit, 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 knit. There's still tons of time as long as you're using Canadian pattern or designer's pattern, Canadian dyed yarn, Canadian milled yarn, something like that, Canadian named yarn, go for it. I've also allowed spinning projects to come in, because if you guys are going to spin your own yarn, pretty fantastic. And then knit something with it after the fact, I think that's a bonus. Just sell it to me somehow, essentially. Yeah. I think I have more prizes coming for the Canada Cal, so I will show those to you when I can. I have decided to buy something from Knit City. I have no idea what it'll be, but it'll be something awesome, I'm sure. Could be a project bag, could be some yarn, probably. We'll just kind of see what happens. What else do I have to talk about? Ooh, I don't have them in person yet because they're not here, but I've won some prizes myself. So I don't even think I I feel like a bad person because I don't think I talked about it on the podcast. Megan, who is Not Sorry Knitter, who used to be the Unapologetic Knitter. She, at least for the last 2 years that I've known about it, has hosted a summer whip down. And it started somewhere in June, early June, and she gets you to go through all your whips, make a list, and you try to knit them down. And you can start new projects, and they start, and they count towards the cowl, and every project that you finish between, when did we have to get our projects in? I think June something to end of August, everything could count. So I put in a good amount of projects. This was a project. I had socks that were in there. I had some hats. I won a prize. I'm so excited. So the prize I won, I was the second winner of the prizes. And the way that Megan runs her giveaway section is that she kind of does a round robin. She contacts the first person, they're allowed to choose from the pool of prizes, then it goes to the next person. I got to choose my prize, and down the road. I chose a skein of yarn. It's called Slime Time, and I think it's from Oink Fibers, which I've never used before. And it reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So excited. I cannot wait for it to come in the mail. I will show it to you, and who knows, maybe I'll wind off a mini and send it to a prize winner. Maybe. Or half of it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then I was also a winner of a giveaway through the Knitting Expat podcast. And that was her post-stitch giveaway. So Mina has designed, I think technically it's 4 patterns for 3 separate subscription boxes through Post-Stitch, and I happened to win one of them. I think I won, shoot, which one was it? It was the worsted weight yarn that's coming. I think it was the Big Stitch Light, maybe? It's not the shawl pattern, it's definitely either like a hat or a cowl, I'm pretty sure. Super excited. That is on its way. I cannot wait. There is something so exciting about finishing a project that is great on its own. But then if you enter it into a cowl and you either get a message over Ravelry or you hear your name come up in somebody's podcast, like it is perfect. It is so exciting, and I am so happy that I will have 2 giveaways happening relatively soon. So as a reminder, there is 2 passes for Knit City that I am giving away. There is going to be a thread that should be open by the time you're watching this in the Ravelry group, which is the My 2 Tips podcast group, probably something like Knit City giveaway passes giveaway, something like that. Comment, let me know that you're coming and that you want some passes, or a pass. I think each winner will get a pass, and there'll be 2 winners. I think that's how it works. Super exciting. And the second giveaway is just a thank you giveaway, and that is going to include a Knitting I Love pouch big set and some other goodies that I haven't quite decided on, but I will show that for sure before I do the draw. I think I'll keep that open for 2 weeks. So today is the 8th. The pouch draw will close. Oh, where's the calendar button on here? Will close on the, let's say 24th. So just over 2 weeks, just because of uploading and all that nonsense. And then that way, depending on who wins that, if they're local and if they're coming to Knit City, they can just pick it up there. But if you're not local, don't worry, I will totally ship it out. I am going to stop recording for good, probably finish this stone cold tea, maybe eat some lunch, and then I'm meeting up with some friends tonight for knit night and some chit chat and probably some good food at one point. Super excited. So I hope you guys Have a very lovely day, evening, night, week, whatever it is that you're into now. If you're knitting, fantastic. If you're just listening to me when you're cleaning and hanging out, that's cool too. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, I really hope that this episode hasn't been too much of a jumble, that it's been somewhat entertaining, enjoyable. And if you're retuning, so good to see you again, and I will see you next time. You can find me on Ravelry as E. Garnier. Come stalk me or chit chat to me, whatever. I'm also on Instagram as E_Garnier. Or that way, whatever, which way. So you can follow me there, message me on there, whatever, that's cool. I did do a Periscope, my first one. It wasn't very good. There wasn't very many people tuning in and chatting, which makes it really tricky. But I'm, what am I on there? E_Garnier as well. I try to keep them all relatively similar. So you can follow me on Periscope if you want, and maybe join in on my next one whenever I get the gumption to do it. And then, of course, there's the Ravelry group, the My Two Tips podcast group. I think that's everything. So have a wonderful evening, day, morning, night, weekend, whatever.